that house consistent with some of the new homes that are being built in the Jamestown Shores area?
Absolutely.
Thank you. And is it excessively large when compared to those homes?
No.
What does stair option 3 refer to? Is that one of the alternates?
Oh, that was, it's from schematic design. We had obviously gone through a design process, and this was one option that we decided on.
Is that the one that you decided on?
Yes, what you have before you is what we decided on.
Any other questions for Julia?
Can you show us
Recommendation to zoning for potential approval of this application. And we should, at minimum, include some findings of fact, which, let me run through a couple of things here, Lisa, add some if I missed any. Two that Michael mentioned, not in any order of importance, is that the new septic design is an improvement over the existing condition. The fact that the stormwater retention design appears to mitigate the additional runoff by the expanded square footage of the roof on the new structure. That the application has been reviewed by the town engineer for compliance with the high groundwater ordinance without any issues. Our motion should then also include the condition that Lisa recommended, that any additional additions or improvements which are impervious in nature must comply to the 10% limit mandated by the high groundwater ordinance. And that we want the zoning board to make a special note of the 120 square foot covered porch on the west side of the home, and review as to whether that square footage need to be included in the calculation of total impervious surface relative to the 10% limit.
Would it be easier forward to make that a finding of fact that 120 square foot was not included in the impervious or the 10% calculation, and as if it's a finding of fact instead of
Good. I had put as a finding of fact, as suggested by Barry, that the 120 square foot covered porch on the west side of the home has been exempted from the impervious cover per 82-314 5.
Anybody have anything, other findings?
Yes, the lot is oversized for Jamestown Shores. The standard lot in Jamestown Shores is 7,200 square feet. So this is about 2.5 standard lots.
Okay.
I guess as a condition that the well be located as proposed on drawing L1, as opposed to the location shown on the site plan or site diagram, which keeps the site diagram, unless they want to fix that before they go to zoning.
I'm sorry, we can't hear you.
The condition will be, of the position of the well will be as proposed on drawing number L1, as opposed to the location as shown on the site diagram.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's a condition we understand.
Okay, we ready for a motion? How do I do it since I started this? Okay, make a motion that we make a recommendation to the zoning board for approval of the application by Mark and Jean Gerard whose property is at 7 Bark Avenue, relative to zoning ordinance section 314, sub-district A, high groundwater table, impervious overlay district. Our findings of fact include as stated before, that the application has been reviewed by the town engineer, environmental scientist for compliance with the local high groundwater ordinance without any issues or recommendations. We find that the stormwater retention system is an improvement over the current condition. We find that the new septic design is an improvement over the current condition. We also find that this lot is an oversized lot as compared to many lots in the quote-unquote Jamestown Shores area. Those would be our findings. Oh, and I'm sorry, the last finding. Lisa, can you just chime in and add what you drafted here?
120, the 120 square foot covered porch on the west side of the home has been exempted from the impervious cover for 82-314B5.
Is that enough, Lisa, to signal that the exemption's been used then?
Yes, and if you want to add that as a condition.
Yeah, we've got 2 conditions, Nancy, that we're going to add to this. All right, so those are our findings, and the 2 conditions, or as I read before, that any additional improvements or additions to the impervious surfaces must comply with the 10% limit mandated by the high groundwater ordinance. And the second condition is that the well is located as noted in drawing number L1, prepared by Well Rock Engineering, John Lawless, as opposed to the well location as notated on the JAG design site plan.
Can you read your first one again? It didn't specify that the exemption's been used. It just didn't.
Yeah, that was a finding of fact.
But I just asked Lisa, and she said that would be a condition.
It was the first condition.
First condition.
License.
Oh, okay.
Just to be more specific in your condition, I think.
The first exemption hasn't been determined whether the exemption has been used yet. That's a determination made by the zoning board. Once they review whether this covered porch should be included or excluded from the calculation.
Okay.
We're not deciding whether the exemption's been used.
Is that right, Lisa? Is
No,
that
I think it has been used. I think the question will be whether that was proper, which I'm sure it was, because I believe they've also spoken to Fred, and that, yeah, so that it has been used, and so they would put a third condition of approval stating that.
the third condition saying that the
120-foot exemption per section that I referred to in the findings of fact has been utilized with this application.
Do you want us to say that back, or do you want to just say that?
Yeah, I have that written down.
Does anybody need Cindy to review what we just stated?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, thank you. All right, thanks. All right, motion is seconded by Barry. Discussion on the motion.
Let's have it read back.
Can I just point out one thing? Just so it's on the record, there is no limitation on the number of 120-foot exemptions you can have under the ordinance. There's no limit,
How could there not be?
but there isn't.